Welcome back to What's Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Tiger 1, the Panzerkampfwagen Mark 6 or 6, and this one's located on the south spawn of Highway and is under the command of Reight. Now, the famous Tiger tank armed with an 88mm gun. Action started. Now, it's got a fearsome reputation, mainly because the armour was so tough. It's very difficult for Allied tanks to actually penetrate it. They could be penetrated with the right rounds, and the Soviets used the 85mm or the British used the 17-pounder. Just depended on which tank was available. But it will do 240 hit points alpha, and it's got a reload time of 6.7 seconds, so it's very quick to reload, and it's got a 380-meter view range, which meant that this tank was a bit of a sniper. So in the film Fury, when you see the Tiger tank roll towards the M4s to kill them off, actually that never would have happened. The Tiger tank would have stayed in cover and sniped them all from the cover from a distance. But it looks like Reight's got a companion. He's got an IS, and I'm hoping that IS has got the 122mm. In fact, I'm pretty certain he's got the 122 because he's got 2 marks of excellence in the barrel, so he's obviously a well-practiced player. They're both tier 7s, and this is a tier 9 game, I'm afraid, which means they're going to come up against serious opposition, but it also means they're going to earn a lot more XP. For every tank they hit that's a higher tier to them, they earn extra. Now the question is, who are they going to come up against and when? We can see a Mao Breakers at the other end of the town. That's a tier 8 German premium medium. Premium heavy, sorry. What am I saying? Medium? It's not a medium, no. Mao Breakers anything but medium. It's more like a mouse. There's also an Object 705 just over there. Takes a poke. Oh, sees a Tiger 1. It's around into him. Gets a high roll. 253. Wait for the reload and pokes out. Gets the kill shot. That 705 is going to be a difficult nut to crack. Looks like Arty rounds are firing in here as well. One of them's just stunned the IS, and I think he's going to pull out of there for the moment. The enemy Arty's an Su-14-1, and we've got one of those on our team as well. And whilst it's not the most accurate of Artys, it's quite a big Arty. It's also got a big shell which can do a lot of damage. We've lost sight of the 705 and the Mao Breaker, and the scores are even at the moment. So it looks like they've had their little fight elsewhere, and we control basically the south and the centre area of the map. There's the Mao Breaker. It's just around the corner. Now, can we get shots into him? He's moving towards the IS. He's just taken a hit. He's got this 128mm gun. Oh, he just pokes around the corner. He's trying to get around into him, but he's got... Oh, and that was an Arty round took him out. We ricocheted off his rear and fired around at him, but it didn't do any damage. We just got some spotting assist off that one. 705's been seen, but he's now at the other end of the town, so it looks like he pulled back when he realised he was facing some serious opposition. You don't really want to face more than 2 heavies at the same time, and well, there's 4 heavies here in the town at the moment, and we've just been joined by a tank destroyer, or 2 tank destroyers actually. No, just 1 tank destroyer. So discretion's the better part of valour, and he's pulled back. It's a bit of a tactical game, We're trying to move up without getting spotted and without getting perforated. And that's difficult because we just don't know where the 705's gone. Could drive around a corner and suddenly find ourselves faced with a rather large caliber gun and find a big hole in our tank. Sometimes it's the best thing to do is just to slowly inch your way through, not to go like a bull of China shop and blast your way through, because that way you become a cropper. You can see that Reight's moving up gradually, using the cover, using these buildings, so he doesn't get fired on. There's the 705. He's on the outskirts of town now by the gas station. There he is. We get a shot into him. We've loaded, well, I'm not sure what we've loaded here, because it could be the APCR or it might be standard, but there's another tank we do need to hit. Oh, and we got a shot into him. That's the Conway. And here's the 705. We just took a round from him, fired through the truck. We could, at least. We didn't. That way we did. And he's got hit by Arty as well, which is great, which means he's tracked. And we get another round into him. He's now one shot. If only we can get a round in. Going just underneath the wheels. And he's out the game. That's good. That's a major enemy out the way. Now, can we deal with this Conway? He's another tier 9. So we've earned extra XP from killing that tier 9. Now we need to kill the next tier 9, the Conway. And then the Conway, the tier 9 after that is the 212A, the enemy Arty. Just get out the way of the knob, go past him. Oh, ouch. That hurt, that was the 212. Okay, Conway's gone. Now it's a race to get to the 212, but there's an ONI in the enemy cap area. And he's not looking at us at the moment. He's AFK! He's AFK, he's not moving. And he's receiving fire. And the 212's been spotted, and we're trying to destroy the ONI before he reactivates or comes to life, and he's gone. The 212 was taken out. He was killed by the T10. The enemy still has a potent force. They've got a Scorpion GDR cap who just killed one of our Arty, in fact our only Arty, and a T28 on HTC on his way up towards our cap. There's the GW Tiger P. Take him out with, I think, 2 shots. 1 shot now. Yep, got him. Okay, so now we can cap, and we ought to, because the enemy does have 2 tanks near our cap area, and so we can just sit here for the moment, put pressure on them to come back. Okay, and they're capping. It's their LTG actually. It's near our Jagdtiger. Now the Jagdtiger is the tier 9 version. That's the one with the 128mm gun. He's probably having a bit of trouble because the LTG is very agile and he can run rings around that Jagdtiger, keeping him tracked, causing absolute pandemonium to him. So I don't give much for that Jagdtiger's chances actually. And here comes the enemy Arty, the SU-14-1, and he's been wiped out. And the T-28 was a lot closer than I thought, and we were about to cap out. Got 2 in the cap. Oh, we reset the cap to allow the LTG to have long enough to kill, or of the Jagdtiger to kill the LTG. And the T10's going down for the T28 HTC. We're going to stay in the cap. The LTG killed our Jagdtiger, so obviously we need to stay in the cap. Oh, the LTG's left the cap. The T28's killed our IKB, and the T10 killed the T28, and we're about to cap out. And since we're the only one in the cap, means we picked up at least enough to get an Invader medal. And that's it, the battle's over. It's a victory. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's an ace tanker for Reight in the Tiger 1. What a surprise. I think it was all the fact that he was killing so many high tier opponents that's why he actually managed to get so much XP. He killed a tier 9 705, a tier 8 GW Tiger P, and I think the other Tiger P is a tier 7. So yes, he did get some extra XP to get the ace tanker. He also got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage during that game, a fire throw effect for doing more damage to the hit points of his own vehicle, and an Invader medal for getting at least 80 cap points. In fact, he capped out completely to get 100 cap points. So we have a look at the team scores. Didn't get the highest amount of damage. That goes to the T10. He did survive with 3,094 hit points of damage in that game. The next high scorer was the Yag Tiger. Unfortunately, he was killed by the LTG at the other end. 2296 for him. And, well, unfortunately, the Pantera and the LTG and the Object 705 and the FV4004 Conway all managed to get more damage than Reight did. Unfortunately, he only got 1,788 hit points of damage, but it was enough to get the ace tanker because he hit higher tier opponents. So, number of kills? Yep, well, there's a lot of tanks with 3 kills, and Reight's one of them. There at the top, and when it came to base XP, he's top of the table. This is because he was tier 7, 1,162 base experience points. Next highest scorer was the T10 with 820, and the one after that was the LTG. He got 813. He fired 12 rounds in that game, got 12 direct hits and 9 penetrations. I think he had a bit of a problem with some of those shots. They bounced off the target. Damage of 1,788 hit points. All of it at close range. He received 1 hit. It was a penetration. That was from the Object 705. He also received 1 hit by way of splash damage. That came from the 212. And he also spotted 2 enemy vehicles, damaged 5 of the enemy, killed 3, and did 2,020 hit points of spotting assistance. He got 100 cap points for capping out. He also received 50,429 credits for winning in a premium game, in a premium count, sorry. And after repair and ammunition resupply, took home 10,145 credits. He received 1,743 XP, times 2 for the first victory, got a personal missions payout for 1,000, took away 4,486 experience points altogether. So he was a bit surprised, actually. He got an ace tanker for this game. In fact, he called it quite a boring game and quite an average game in many ways because he only got 3 kills. It wasn't as if he'd killed half the field to get an ace tanker. But yes, you can get an ace tanker if you're in the right game. And this was the right game because, of course, it was a tier 9. He's tier 7. So every tank he hit, he earned more. And so, yeah, it worked out okay for him in the end. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.